Hey, everybody, it's John, your Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 10ish-minute review on John Talks Indian Cinema. Okay, so I got a very special movie I'm going to review today. I want to give you a little backstory. So, when I started this whole thing a couple of years ago with the other show, and we started doing Indian films, it really opened the door for me to start up conversations with people who are from India. And it's been amazing how many times I've been able to do this. Well, recently, like a couple of weeks ago, I was going on vacation and my flight got screwed up. So I had to call a website that handled the travel. And a lot of call centers are in India. So the young lady who helped me sounded Indian to me. Does that make me racist? I hope not. But I asked, "Do you happen to be from India?" And she said, "Yes." So I said, "Can I ask you a question?" She goes, "Of course." I go, who do you like better, Amir Khan or Shah Rukh Khan?" And it just opened up a floodgate for a 20-minute conversation about Indian films. She was amazed that I knew who these people were. And then she says to me, if you don't know this already, I'm Amir Khan all the way. I like Shah Rukh Khan. Don't get me wrong. Amir Khan is a number one. But she says to me, she starts throwing out some films, and I start throwing out some films, right? And she's like blown away that I know these movies. But then she says, "Well, my go-to guy is really Akshay Kumar. Are you familiar with him?" And I go, "Oh my God. You know how many movies I've seen of him? Kaki, Kasari. I mean, Good News. I just did a show on. I love Akshay Kumar. I don't put him in the league of Amir Khan and Shah Rukh Khan, but it was just a great conversation." So then she says to me, I explained what I do. I do the show. And she goes, "Oh, so you take recommendations?" I go, "Yeah, that's my pitch. You recommend it, I'll watch it." She goes, "Well, you should watch Jolly LLB." I said, "Jolly LLB, what is that about?" She goes, "It's about a lawyer, but I think you'll really like it." I said, "I'll tell you what." And I think I wrote this down when I was talking to her, but I can't find it. I think her name was Miki. And she did say she was going to subscribe. And I think she did because she put a comment asking me about this film. So that's my little story about how this Indian cinema thing has connected me with people in a way I never thought possible. And I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Even my wife, who overheard me talking to this girl, was like, "That was really cool." And it really is. So that is the movie I am reviewing. I'm reviewing 2013's Jolly LLB. It was directed by Subhash Kapoor, who also wrote it. It stars Arshad Warsi, who I've seen in the Munabai series. He was hilarious in that with Sanjay Dutt. Simba, Golmaal Fun Unlimited, which I did not like, but he was in it. Uh, Amrita Rao, beautiful woman. Bomani Irani. That doesn't sound right. But I know this guy, Bomani Irani. That's too much alliteration. I got to find out for sure if that's Obani. It's not Obani. Yeah, Boman Irani. Oh my God, Bomani. Boman Irani, who I've seen. I think the first thing I saw him in was Three Idiots, but he was in Dawn 2. He was in Donkey. Very funny character. Kind of serious in this one. I played a bad guy in Dawn. Kind of serious in this one. Sarab Shukla, who I've seen in PK and Drishyam 2. So I'm familiar with a lot of the actors in this. Now, the movie starts with a 5-minute message on not smoking. I mean, this thing went on forever. Okay. So once I got past that, this is based on a true story of an ex-admiral who was drunk and crashed his car into people on a footpath who were sleeping on a footpath and killed them. And Bowman's character, Raipal, is based on a real person. He was a lawyer and politician, Ram Jethmalani, who's since passed. So that's a little background. Now, the story. The story is about a, for lack of a better word, low rent lawyer, advocate who gets clients with this little booth on the side next to other lawyers of that type. He's not a high priced lawyer like Boman's character, but he's just getting by. And when you first meet him in a court case, he's sucking up to the judge. It actually opens up. Excuse me. It opens up with this drunk driving accident. Now, some of the film was a little confusing because it wasn't clear exactly what happened. You saw two cars. They were both drinking and they were kind of chasing each other. And one of the cars, it was a Land Cruiser. I think it was a Land Cruiser. Goes off the road and crashes into something. That's really all you see. Okay, that's how it starts, and then it opens to a newspaper photo, and featured on the front page was Kareena Kapoor, and you all know how I feel about Kareena Kapoor. But the fact that I recognized her photo on that newspaper. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of Indian films. And it talks about that, right? And Jolly's entrance, and that's his nickname, Jolly, is a box of ladoos. And it's from his point of view. He's going around giving everyone these ladoos till he finally gets to the judge. So he's sucking up to the judge. Okay? And that you realize that's the kind of lawyer this guy is. Not a really serious practitioner of the law. So the story basically is through circumstances, he wants to, first of all, the person who was driving the Land Cruiser supposedly is the son of somebody in power with a lot of money. By the way, the guy who plays the son doesn't say one word the entire film, a whole film. So Boman is their lawyer or their advocate. I think that's what they call him. And he does the case and they throw out the case because there's no evidence. Okay. So that's the first part of it. Now, Jolly starts doing a little research and realizes something's not right here. So now he wants to take the case and he takes it because he wants more publicity, because if he goes up against this lawyer, Repeal, I think that was his name, right? Repeal. Yeah. Raipal. Even if he loses, he gets press, and that'll be good for his business, right? So he takes this to court. And of course, the first time he goes to court, he messes up and he gets, blown away by the other guy. Now things start coming out. Witnesses start coming out and that support his case, that there is evidence that this was a hit and run and that they covered it up. And this is the part. Some of this was confusing, Mika, my friend. I wasn't exactly sure. Like, a guy comes forward who is a witness to it, and he comes to Jolly and says, "I will testify." So then there's a scene where Boman is talking to his client, and they're talking about this witness. What can we do about him? So now the witness finds Jolly and gives him a bunch of money. In other words, he's bribing him to basically throw the case. And he takes the money. But his girlfriend teacher, who actually is fiance, finds out about it and flips out. And then he ends up getting a conscience and doesn't want to do it for the money, actually returns the money. But a lot happens. I mean, he gets beat up at one point because he won't drop the case. Now things start trickling out. And finally, they find someone who was on the footpath when the car crashed through, who was listed as dead, who's actually alive. And he testifies. So there was a massive cover-up by a corrupt police officer. You find this out. And then it really, and his Jolly, the way he starts and the way he finishes, you see him. He's getting more honest. He knows the system is rigged, but he wants to fight. And when people found out he took the money, because it was common knowledge, apparently, there was one mentor who gave him an office that he could use. He comes in and slaps him because he let him down, and his fiance was angry with him. but he ends up turning around and ends up doing the right thing for the right reason. Also, the judge in this, who was probably, I mean, this is described as a comedy, and there are funny things in it, but it's not really like it had a little bit. I don't know if you ever seen the movie My Cousin Vinny with Joe Pesci. It had a little bit of that. Um, but the funny guy was the judge who was doing this case, and he ends up pretty much not mentoring Jolly, but he was on Jolly's side, and that comes out during the court case. And the closing summations, and here's the thing about them, they were both really good. Boman did a great job with his, and then you're like, wow, that was pretty impressive because the audience even clapped. But then Jolly does his, and it's heartfelt, and he's talking about justice and the evidence, and when he's done, everyone starts clapping for him, and the judge sides with him and finds the kid guilty, and he's going to jail for 7 years. And Bowman says, I'm going to appeal this. He goes, well, you can appeal it to anybody you want, but right now he's going to jail. So I like that. So the story is a three, right? Because you've seen this movie 100 times. Injustice for All, The Verdict with Paul Newman. I mean, Pink, with Amitabh Bachchan. So nothing new, right? But I give that a three. Now, as far as the performances go, look, I've only seen him. I've only seen Warsi in a few things, and he's always kind of the goofy sidekick. Definitely in the Munabai series, but in this, he was good. I mean, you could see it. His conscience was struggling at one point. Um, at the beginning, he's kind of a slacker, but as he's getting beaten up, and he realizes the seriousness of this, and then he could lose his fiance. I thought he was really good. I thought the judge was really good, and I thought Bowman was really good. He was a sleazy lawyer, but he was forceful. He had a presence, and it was a good foil for Jolly's character. So I'm going to give the performances a four because I thought they were pretty good overall. Now the music, there were a few musical numbers, and they were mostly love songs. There's the first song at the school, and here's the other thing. I got to be honest with you. I had to watch this on YouTube. It's playing on Amazon Prime, but it's not English subtitles. It's Hindi subtitles. So I had to do auto generated on YouTube, and I know some of it was not right because it said the first song of the school was called "Subscribe Now," and there's no way that could be it. But it was really cool because at one point he's just her and him, and all of a sudden they go in this courtyard, and all the students who are dressed in white and gray, in sharp contrast to what the two leads were wearing, start joining in on the song. It was really cool. In fact, there's also a scene where there's lawyers with the big long white wigs. They join in on the song too. So I really like that one. And the second song, he proposes to her. So again, it's a love song. So the music was okay. I mean, it's not like I was blown away by the musical numbers, although um, I thought they were staged really well. The two that they did, I liked the size of it. They even did one at the end credits where a mini version of Jolly is dancing on Bowman's desk. So I thought that was kind of funny. I'll give the music a three. But overall, I love the underdog stories. And I found the ending of this uplifting, like in most of these type of films. So I'll give Miki, I'm going to give it a four. Okay. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. So that's pretty good. Now I know there's a sequel with Akshay Kumar that I might watch, but my question is, if it's a sequel, it's Jolly LLB 2. Why isn't Warsi in it? Why is Akshay Kumar in it? Who I love, by the way, but why is he in it? I'm not really quite sure of that. Is there anything else? Sometimes I like to bring up stuff that I wrote notes on because it kind of struck me. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's a so he's getting beat up, right? They're going after him. So the police give him this old skinny bodyguard who, that's the third song, by the way. he's having coughing fits all over the place. So you're like, oh, this guy's going to protect Jolly. Well, there's a scene where two guys, including this bad cop, go into Jolly's apartment and they threaten him and they pull a gun on him, right? And you're like, oh no, what are they gonna do? All of a sudden, you see a rifle go up against the guy's head, and it's the old skinny guy who's been coughing, who ends up saving Jolly's life. It was great. I love that. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, I liked it. It was good. Again, uplifting, easy watch, 2 hours and 5 minutes. I apologize for I'm like I said, the subtitles I know are off because there was some words coming up there. I go, there's no way that's what they're saying. But I appreciate the recommendation. I also appreciate your help with my travel arrangements too. But that was so cool to get that recommendation. I hope you enjoyed it. Mickey, let me know what you think. And by the way, if I'm getting your name wrong, let me know that too so I can correct it the next time. Okay? All right. So the next film I am going to review is going to be 2024's Monkey Man, starring Dev Patel in his directorial debut. So that'll be the next one I'm going to review. So check that out. Let me know what you think about this film in the comment section. And I know I'm doing a lot of begging here, but my subscriptions are, I've only got about 40 now. I love you guys and I appreciate your loyalty, but I'm really trying to build it back to what I had on the other channel. So please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button. And if you know anybody would be interested in a show like this, please share it with them and get them to subscribe too. And like I always tell you, if you recommend it, I'll watch it. So give me a recommendation in the comment section and I'll get to it as quickly as I'm watching about 3 films a week, sometimes a little bit more than that, but that's what I'm trying to do. And I should be able to keep that pace. So throw out some recommendations. And again, if something's going to open up on the screen, I wouldn't mind seeing that too. So that's it. We'll talk to you soon with another 10ish-minute review on what? John Talks Indian cinema. Thanks for watching.